Hello everyone, how are you guys doing on this Friday night? If you want to jump in the chat me up. We can talk about robots and other great things. I'm just gonna shut my volume off here. Alright, let me know if the music's loud enough, too loud, and we'll go from here. Alright, tonight's hack is going to be a laundry folding robot. So, we got our laundry. Let me inside out this. There we go. Got a t-shirt. We have some servos. One servo will flip this flap. One servo will flip this flap here. And then one servo will flip this bottom flap here, the last one. So I have some pants as well, and we'll try to fold those and see how it goes. Oh, look at me, I'm folding. Can't be folding right now. I'm gonna have the robot to do that. So I gotta put this together already. This piece, it's just 3 extension blocks, plus I 3D printed a little male-to-male connector, and it fits just perfectly right into here. So I think we're gonna put all the electronics up in this section. We have the IoTiny, the camera. So we'll see how it goes with the camera. I'm not too sure what I'll be able to do with it. We'll do some experimentation. Hopefully we can maybe just recognize some objects like the logo on a t-shirt. You know what, I think I'm going to turn the music down a little bit. Sorry about that. I'm back. So yeah, we'll use the camera. We'll also use audio. I think we'll do like speech recognition, and I'll say, you know, robot fold t-shirt, and then it'll do, you know, t-shirt folding configuration and fold pants, and we'll do different commands and see what it can do. I didn't bring any towels, but that would be a good idea for folding as well. I guess I could use a tea towel, that might work. But we're going to start off with cleaning up some of these pieces. Hey Marco, welcome. Some of these, I've 3D printed some pieces that will go kind of like this onto the flaps, and it'll interface with the servo, and so the servo can, kind of hard to see. You know what, we'll take this off here, bring the board up like this. So this, well, the servo will be mounted right here, and it'll pivot this this flap that way with this bracket that I 3D printed. I actually took, I started with Perry's design with his the iris, the servo, I guess bracket for his iris and the eyes. I started with that, you can kind of see. Started with that, and then moved from there to make this bracket. I think I need to do a bit of cleanup on this bracket, but if it works, I'll release it and throw it on my Thingiverse. I can't remember what my Thingiverse account name is, but I'll probably throw it in the Synthium, on the Synthium page for this, and for this particular hack. I'll let you guys know. So first we're gonna kind of clean up some of these 3D printed pieces. They're not perfect, but I also made a piece that will clip onto here and then hold this guy in place. Got some screws here to make it happen. So yeah, I guess what should we do as a theme tonight? I was thinking maybe Saturday morning cartoons. You guys want to share what cartoons you loved as a kid growing up, or still do now? Like, let me know. Throw it in the comments. We'll chat about it. Tonight we're listening to royalty-free music via YouTube. Just tired of getting those copyright claims when we're listening to other music. So copyright music is a little easier. You don't have to go back and edit your video. Alright, so I'm going to grab a good old box cutter and a pair of pliers, needle nose pliers, to kind of clean up these plastics. There's a few supports and stuff left over. That's pretty funny, EDP. Tom and Jeremy. That would have been a good show, but yes, Tom and Jerry, definitely a classic. I liked it too. You guys remember along those lines, I guess, well, maybe not related too much, but what was that show? Asterix and Obelix, yeah. Tom and Jerry kind of reminded me of them. They always had some pretty fun adventures. Obelix, the big guy, fell into a pot of magical potion when he was little and has had some crazy strength ever since. And Asterix is just this little guy, and with a nice winged hat, and he needs the magical potion to make him stronger, so they can fight against, I think it was the Romans. I think they're the Gauls, and they're fighting against the Romans all the time. But if I'm mistaken, let me know. Definitely a classic, though. I got a drill bit to clean up some of these holes. So these folding boards, they go for, I think, $15 to $30 on Amazon. This one I got is called Miracle Fold. It's kind of funny. It's got a big logo of an angel on there. I think I got mine for around $15. I tried to get one of the cheapest ones. Had it for a while, just planning on doing this project. I just never got around to it. And tonight is the night. Any more Saturday morning cartoons that people enjoyed as a kid? I definitely had my share of favorites. I grew up in the 80s, so I really liked the first generation Transformers, G.I. Joe. One of the shows, a lot of these shows came along with like toys, so it kind of like, I don't know, it was a double marketing effort where they'd release the toys, you'd like the toys, so you'd watch the show, or you'd watch the show, so you'd like the toys, so either way they got you. I actually just I purchased some Battle Beasts recently. I don't know if anybody remembers those. They were not cheap, so they're pretty rare these days. So I ended up having to pay like $20 a piece. Well, I ended up buying like 5 of them, so I got a bit of a bargain. But still, they're super expensive. I wanted them just because, you know, they're from my childhood. I'd like to have those memories around, but it's very expensive to purchase memories, that's for sure. I think I ended up spending like $100 on just toys that weekend. It's ridiculous. Sorry about this. These just came off the 3D printer, so that's why I'm having to clean them up. But we'll get into putting this thing together pretty soon here. Bugs and Daffy, Roadrunner, yeah, the Looney Tunes were definitely timeless classics. I even grew up with watching a lot of those as well. Meep meep. The Roadrunner is definitely one of my favorites. Okay, so this bracket is going to go on here. Now we're going to screw it on with these guys. See how that works. And then this end will clamp onto this guy. So, yeah, we'll make that happen. I do have to take these guys off. No need for them. I have no idea how the audio is, so let me know if I'm talking too low, if I need to get closer to the mic, or if I need to turn the music up if you can't hear any music, or if it's just right. Hopefully it is. Sweet. Thanks, guys. Appreciate the feedback. Okay. Those are together now. Start prepping this other piece. So we're going to use classic servo horn mounted to this. We'll put some screws through that. Oh, get it closer here. So, this little cutout area here, that's where the servo horn is going to go. And then a bunch of little screw holes. We'll probably put 3 screws in there just to make it nice and stiff. I need to grab some more hardware. Be right back. So we have this bin full of servo horns and screws, but this is not the half of it. This may look like a lot. We actually have large bins full of these because of all the servos we've had over the years. Just so many of these brackets. It's just insane how many you collect over the years. We should definitely raffle them away to somebody. Or give them away free with orders, because there's so many. Scooby-Doo. Nice. I didn't watch Scooby-Doo all that much. Ironically enough, I watched Scooby-Doo 2, the movie, the other day with my son and daughter. Don't know if I'd recommend it. It wasn't that great. But for those Scooby-Doo fans, maybe they'd like it. I don't know. CG was a bit much. Scooby-Doo and CG. Alright, we got our hardware here. We'll just do this with a screwdriver, so you guys don't have to hear a loud drill. So what do you guys think? You think this idea is going to work? Do you have any doubts? Well, although I like to be, always like to be positive about things. I do have my doubts on this project. We'll see how it goes. Any more Saturday morning cartoons that people enjoyed in the past? I liked these kind of lesser known shows, like one called Mask. It was pretty cool. It had a toy line as well. They had these cool cars that there's like a car that had gull-wing doors, and they opened up, and you could fly with the gull-wing doors. So it was a pretty interesting show. You can mix and match the masks from different characters. Pretty neat. I don't remember too much about it though. Alright. I should probably cut those off. It's a little scary. I don't know if you can see that. There's a bunch of screws sticking out right here. I'll just grab a pair of large side cutters and cut those off. I think that may be a DJ's drawer. Stubborn. There we go. Probably should have eyeglasses on, safety glasses on for doing that, but we luckily came out unscathed. What do you guys think? Should I put some hot glue on this thing? Just make sure it doesn't fall apart. I think I should probably sand this or use a file on this a little bit. Make sure it slips. So I kind of looked at it as this pivots. It should probably slip up and down a little bit. I'll show you on this side. It's not perfect. Yeah, so we'll need a bit of filing down of this thing. Sorry to bore you guys with these mundane tasks, but if you were watching this in a regular video format, you probably wouldn't see this kind of stuff, but since it's a live hack, we kind of got to do it. I guess those who are watching this at a later date will have the ability to jump forward. Would it be a little bit more convenient for them? I also really like this show called Centurions. They would say something about like power extreme, and then somehow they would beam them down some armor that would hook up to the suit that they were wearing, and they would be able to fly or swim or think one of the guys had like a motorbike. They were beamed them down from, I think they called it Sky Vault. It was kind of like some sort of space station that could beam stuff down to them. Well, that was pretty neat. It's kind of like, you know, the precursor to like augmenting people, or just like, yeah, having a set of armor that just attaches to you is kind of neat. All right, let's test fit this. Maybe a little tiny bit more. Get the little slide a little easier. So what kind of robots is everyone working on these days? I liked EDP. I did like your animations there. That was pretty cool. The kind of triangle on JDIs. That was pretty neat. I like that. I haven't seen anyone do that kind of thing before. It was pretty unique. Okay. Still needs to go a little more, I think. Good times with a file. I watched another show called Visionaries, and it was interesting. I don't remember the show at all. I more so remember the toys. They had like a holographic piece on the chest, and that was pretty neat. But that's like the first thing any kid would lose too, though. I think it would fall off the toy pretty easily. It was like the main thing that set those toys apart from other toys. They had that, I think it was a holographic animal on their chest, and they can somehow turn into it, I think. That's pretty good. Alright, so let's mount the servo bracket onto here. We'll have to modify the servo bracket a tiny bit because my tolerances were off a little. Fits. A little more. Nice. What kind of rover are you working on, Marco? Are you doing something with Rolly, or making your own kind of rover? Or maybe it's that new, what's that called? It's a new rover kind of tank by Spiro, I think. Put it out. Sparkfun and Spiro, I think, teamed up. Okay, that fits. All right on. gonna see what's up with the music. Somehow it stopped. More screws. Nice. Yeah, I look forward to seeing that, Marco. It sounds sweet. I don't know if it's still on Netflix, but there is a series about, I think it was called The Toys That Made Us, or something to that effect. And it kind of talks about the history of some of the toys I grew up with. I think it was, and I think from the 70s as well. They talk about Star Wars and Star Trek action figures. The thing I thought that was kind of interesting about it, I think they talked about, you know, the 80s being like a marketing frenzy where, you know, you could market to kids with, you know, cereal, TV, toys, lunch boxes. You could do, like, you can make your own fruit snacks with the certain characters on them. Yeah, it was a crazy time. You don't see toys and cereal boxes anymore. I wonder if that is a result of the 80s. Alright, we got those clipped. I guess we could file them down a little bit too. Don't want to catch myself on that. Also don't want the clothes to catch on those either. Anything sharp in the clothes will get snagged on it. Alright, we prepped 2 of those. 1 more to go. Actually, let's see how close the other blue one is that I printed off. I can have everything match. We'll see. Be right back. Good news, good news. It's done. So we can have all blue. That works. I'll also have to file this one, I forgot about that. So this one will go on in this general area to adjust this flap. Really hope these work because I put a lot of time into them. Well, I put some time into them. It won't be all a loss, I guess. It's It's always a learning experience if it doesn't work. Just one less solution to try, I guess. I forget what the quote was, but I like that Edison quote where, well, I don't know if it was Edison that actually did invent the light bulb, but he was credited as doing that. But he said like something to the effect that he didn't find a solution to making a light bulb. He found like 100 ways not to make a light bulb, and one way to actually make a light bulb. It's been quoted a bunch, but I don't remember the quote exactly. Alright, almost there. I don't know, I'm not familiar with Lumiere. We're gonna need to do some more filing. Good times. Next time I should really test fit this a little better before I start printing. So the sun has finally come out and the snow has melted like crazy here in Calgary. We went from having about 1.5 feet of snow everywhere in about a week to having almost none. The power of the Calgary sun, I guess. Calgary is supposed to be one of the sunniest places in Canada, I believe. So more sun per capita, or more sun per day, I guess, than most places. Still a bit sticky. Making quite the mess on this on this folding board. Interesting. I guess you could, Marco, you could always use the enable pin to enable and disable the H-bridge. Depends what you want to, I guess, how you want to control it. If you have the movement panel from Easy Builder, the enable pin is kind of built into that system. But if you're doing some other way, you could toggle the enable line to stop your robot. Like it's high to keep the H-bridge on, and then low to turn it right off. So I have kind of an interesting story about the L298 H-bridge. It's not very well known, but that circuit actually originated from Calgary, of all places. Yeah, here. It was actually created by two people that were working together. I think maybe even a team. They're part of the Western Canadian Robot Society here in Calgary. Guy by the name of Craig Maynard and Dave Hrinkew. They both had their own companies at the time, JCM Ventures was Craig's company, and Solar Robotics was Dave's. And they came up with this circuit together. And I don't know both sides of the story. I only know one side of the story, but the story was that they developed this circuit together, and then I think it was Craig went to market with it without really talking too much to Dave about it, and he started selling quite a bit, and Dave wasn't really happy about that because he didn't really consult him about selling it. They didn't really talk about even selling it, but eventually Dave ended up designing his own board for the L298 motor driver. Yeah, you can blame us, I guess, for that one. Where was I? Yeah, I guess Dave produced this circuit board that was pretty small form factor and pretty nice. It's still actually on the Solar Robotics website today. They still sell that kit, but Dave ended up making a lot more than Craig on that circuit. Somehow, I think Dave got a lot more traction with Solar Robotics than Craig got with JCM Ventures. And yeah, so the kind of the rest is history. That circuit has been duplicated, cloned. It's everywhere. And so, but yeah, little known fact, it originated here. Okay, I think that'll be fine. I think that'll work. Oh yes, I think it's fair to say Canadians and Americans drive each other crazy a little bit. It's funny today. I don't really notice it that much anymore, but you do hear a lot of people saying sorry. Oh, it's like 100% true. I think I heard sorry like 3 times in the span of 30 seconds when I was getting lunch today. Just the way we are, I guess. It's pretty funny. Alright, just need to get rid of this junk in here. I'll be able to mount the bracket. Charge my phone. Whoa. There's actually been a little, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the term BEAM, B-E-A-M. That stands for biological, electronic, aesthetic, and mechanical, I believe. I might not have got the A word right, but I think that is aesthetics. But BEAM technology was an early form of robotics. So it was actually kind of originated here in Canada as well. It was more so, I guess, from Mark Tilden, who was part of the Eastern Canadian Robot Society, and then Dave Brinkew, who was part of the Western Society. They kind of teamed up. One year, I think, Mark Tilden was doing the robot games in the East, and he decided that he may not do it because he just didn't have enough volunteers. But I believe, I think, I could be mistaken though. I think Dave went out there and helped him out. and they formed a good friendship afterward, and decided to kind of work on these beam robots together. So they're not smart or anything. They just work off of little oscillators that kind of oscillate these motors. Usually just like little toy motors and that kind of thing. I lost my drill bit. Anybody see my drill bit? I'll have to pick this board up and shake it off. Anyways, yeah, they came together and they formed all these new products. There it is. That's kind of how Solar Robotics got into business. It was through the collaboration between the East and West robot societies here in Canada. Little known fact, I was actually I don't know, I don't like to admit this that much, but because it's kind of a, I don't know, a lower end role, but I was actually the secretary for the Western Canadian Robot Society for a couple of years. Good friend of mine, Mark Martins, he was the president. We both really believed in robotics here in Calgary and figured we'd give back. But there was a falling out with the society between Mark and myself, and we ended up getting kind of voted out of there, and haven't been back to the society for a number of years. Maybe I should go back and check it out. It's been a long time. Hey Ron. Yeah, beam robots could kind of work as a swarm. I don't know, they don't really function off the same commands or anything like that, so basically they'd be more like a drone army, if you will, without any smarts. But I think they're doing stuff with like neural nets and stuff like that, and beam robotics. It was interesting stuff, but it was all analog based, so they didn't really have any real smarts to them. They're just kind of reactive robots. I actually I learned how to build digital robots before I learned analog robots. Funny enough, when I went to tech school, I went and built a robot on a PIC chip using PIC Basic Pro. I don't know if anybody has experience with that, but just basic programming on a PIC chip. I created a little robot out of it was like a Radio Shack project box, and I used an old CD player. It had like a face that was like a kind of a bubble, so I put that on the front and put some LEDs under it. Actually, if you look at my old YouTube videos, you might be able to find it. I called it Shadow Guide, or I think the title of the video is something like DIY Robot or something. Anyways, it's been on YouTube forever. One of my earlier videos. Well, that was my first foray into robotics. And then after that, I like electronics, so I ended up soldering together some of the Solar Robotics kits. I purchased them as a hobby, and started getting better at soldering and learning how to put together beam robotic kits and stuff. But my passion was more so digital robotics, kind of my first love. Robots with a brain. And it's interesting how it's kind of evolved from there, and now with Cynthium, the brain is the computer, and it's pretty amazing to see what kind of things we can do with it. Hope to showcase some of that, I guess, today with this laundry folding robot. Alright, this will be the last sliding bracket that we have to prep. Oh, what am I doing? Why did I just clean that one up? I don't even need that one. I need to clean this one up. Got distracted, sorry guys. I just need to drill out these holes and this one will be good to go. Yeah, part of my story, I guess, is that I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life until I think it was grade 10. I had an epiphany with all the 80s stuff that I had liked. Robotics was definitely a common thread through all my interests with the cartoons and toys. And I think, yeah, like, definitely the 80s inspired me to get into robotics. At first I tried to get into robotics through computer science, but I found out the hard way that I'm not that great of a programmer. It's not my passion. But I did like to do more hands-on type things, so I ended up going from university computer science, switched altogether. I went to tech school for electronics. So it took 2 years at a technical institute, and it's a funny story that when I wasn't quite sure what program to go into after that computer science. I just knew I didn't want to do computer science. So I ended up checking out an open house at the tech school, and I didn't know really what program I wanted, but I figured I'd go to the open house and check out what they had to offer. And the electronics program is the one that intrigued me the most, which they said there is a little bit of robotics in it. And during the open house presentation, the presenter opened up with a robot. Just showed it off, this robot just driving around. It was a really old school one, but it had been programmed with a PIC, or I think, no, it was actually programmed with the HC11, if you guys are familiar with Motorola microcontrollers. I think it was programmed with that. I think that's what they had on the MIT handy board, if anyone's familiar with that. Anyway, that sold me. As soon as I saw that robot rolling around, and I was like, yep, I'm in. I definitely want to do that. So I really enjoyed my time in electronics program, and yeah, never looked back. I got into the electronics industry with the idea that the more experience I got in electronics, the easier it would be to get into robotics one day. That's kind of what finally led me here to Calgary. I was working up north in Grand Prairie for a while, doing electronic work for the oil field service industry. And then I caught a break, I guess. A friend of mine said that Solar Robotics was hiring, and I ended up applying for a position, and ended up getting it, and relocated down here to Calgary. And that's actually how I met DJ, and the rest is history. We definitely definitely hit it off when I first met him, and are still great friends to this day. Oh, welcome to anyone who's newly watching this. Right now I'm just prepping some of these brackets that I'm going to use to flip these pieces for folding the laundry. So we're going to do these two sides and this guy here. I just 3D printed these brackets, so that's why there's a little bit of prep work to go along with that. I think I might add a bit of hot glue to these just to make them super sturdy. Get that hot glue gun warmed up, and I'll check the 3D printer. I think my other piece of this, the kind of holding bracket that's supposed to go on the top here to hold this assembly on, I think that's done, so I'll be able to put that on. Oh, I forgot to put the mist on. The peppermint aromatherapy here. There we go. Alright, I'll go get the hot glue gun warmed up. Sorry guys, I got the music back in action here. Alright, I think I'm going to run over to the 3D printer and get the other piece of this, and we'll get that prepped, ready to go. Attach them to here, and then we'll screw them down onto there. Go. Alright, let's get this prepped. After this piece, I think we'll be almost ready to go. put everything together. Apologize again for all the prep work. This is how it goes with 3D printing. So, those of you that are just joining us, yeah, jump in the chat if you want. Ask me any questions. Pretty much telling my life story tonight. History of robotics in Calgary and that kind of thing. Also talking about Saturday morning cartoons, so let me know your favorite Saturday morning cartoons in the chat. We'll talk about it. So far we have Bugs and Daffy, Tom and Jerry. I've talked about mine, like, oh yeah, Scooby-Doo as well. Some of my favorites are Transformers. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about the Ninja Turtles. Definitely a staple growing up in the 80s. G.I. Joe, Centurions, Visionaries, Mask. Oh, Dino Riders, yeah, there's another one. Inspector Gadget, nice. Yeah, I definitely liked Inspector Gadget. His car was so sweet. I think my favorite character from Inspector Gadget had to be Brain. Such a smart dog. It was pretty cool how him and Penny could communicate as well. I think that was her name, right? Penny? Okay, those are good. And I think our hot glue gun is hot enough to put onto those. Alright, good. Let's clear this thing off again. By the way, welcome Captain Markey. And any of those who are just joining us. Okay, back to business with that. Let's do some hot gluing. Can't build robots without hot glue here at Cynthium Easy Robot / Easy Robot. It's a staple. I don't think there's a robot here that doesn't have hot glue on it. Oh, besides I guess JD, Six, and Rolly. I really need hot glue for those guys. And AdventureBot too, I guess. Vicky the Viking, not familiar with that. Could see me doing a bank robbery with a hot glue gun, hey? Stick 'em up or I'll glue your hands together. Alright. We'll get this out of the way. Start building this up. I think I'm gonna have to attach these to the IoTiny, get the IoTiny powered up. We're gonna have to adjust these two servos to be opposite of each other and also flat, so we can put those guys on there. So I think one will have to be at 180 and one will have to be at position 0. So once we get those mounted and then onto here, we will put these yellow mounts on and then screw this onto the top, and so it could all be one big assembly. Okay, let's adjust those. Got a like 7.5 volts power supply here. Just plug these in. New project, an easy builder. I don't think I'll switch the camera view to the screen. I'll just put this up here. Do this. So you can kind of see what I'm doing. We'll also have to do this servo. I think I need a servo extension for this guy actually. So I'm going to mount the IoTiny right over here under these bricks. That reminds me, I will need a way to mount the IoTiny, so I think I'm going to have to go in the back and grab myself a little bracket, one of those wall adapter brackets, so I can just like that hack I did for easy robot tips and tricks. I'll have to do that on this little Easy B, or this little IoTiny, so I can mount it on there. Okay, let's connect to the IoTiny. Okay, we're gonna add some servos here. Just horizontal servo is fine. We'll add another one. One will be D0. Save that. The other one will be D1. Set our max and mins here. Okay. Okay, we're gonna have to see which way this turns. So as I turn it lower, yeah, this one will have to be 1. So I'll mount this servo arm like so, and then as it rises, it can go all the way over. Yeah, there we go. Okay, beautiful. I think I'll put a screw in there. We can actually do a little test run here. Without anything hooked up. See how this goes. Hold on to this. Adjust some values here. A little bit jumpy there. Okay, so that's how it'll go. So with these, I think we might have to use the blocks to kind of get this extended out a little bit further, like that. Sorry, you guys can't see that, but there we go. I'll like put those together like that. All right, let's get this other servo configured as well. So I think this one will have to start with 180, and then, because we'll go the opposite way. Start with 180, and then we'll go down, and we'll start moving right. There we go. Perfect. That'll work. Okay, stick a screw in that one too. Sorry guys, I'm neglecting the chat because easy builder on my screen here. I'll be able to take that off in a second here. Alright, so got those two. Fit them on. See how that works. There we go. Okay. And then yeah, the IoTiny will be mounted down here somewhere. Probably have the camera mounted in the middle, or approximately the middle, so we can have the camera pointed forward towards me, and then I can hold a shirt up and they can recognize it. So yeah, let's get a few more parts from the back, and yeah, I'll be right back. You guys need to get a drink or something? Now's the time. I'll be gone for 2 minutes. BRB. have my parts. I am back. Yeah, actually, Richard did build an IoTiny case, but it didn't have anything like a bracket for mounting it to the easy clip system. So this is just a little hack I'm going to do. Just do two of the holes match up with this bracket. So I'm going to put 2 zip ties through there just to hold it in place. Yeah, some of this copyright-free music is actually pretty decent. I like it. Some of it's not that great, but hit and miss, I guess. Okay, cut those off. And we have our IoTiny bracket. I'm gonna get a little bit of hot glue underneath it. Hold it in place with the bracket. Hot glue rivets. I've never heard of such a thing. I'll have to check it out. If you have any links, post them in the chat. Okay, there we go. So we'll mount IoTiny back here, I think. Like so. One thing I didn't figure out yet is how I'm going to mount this servo down here. I knew already that I would likely have to cut a hole for this servo, but didn't really think too hard about mounting it. Yeah, we'll worry about that in a little bit. Let's get some of this other stuff figured out. This mounting system up here. Okay, so have to go like this. One there and one there, let's say. Or should we spread them out a little further? Yeah, maybe we should. Just to give those servos a little bit more leverage. That there. This one over here. Get that out of the way for a second. There we go. glue didn't hold up on there. Maybe I'll put a bit more on. Maybe we'll put a little bit of weight on there. There we go. Okay, now get these on here and mount them into these guys. Well, I didn't think too hard about that. How am I going to do that? Will this, can I flex this? Yeah, it looks like I do it. I can flex that. Okay, there we go. Alright, muscle that guy in there. There. Okay, then we'll put the screws through there, see if that works. We'll worry about that third servo next. Thread into here. Those stay put really well. I think I might add some hot glue right in here, so serve some flexibility and stiffness, I guess, rigidity. Sorry, I guess flexibility and rigidity are opposites, so I guess what I mean is just gonna shore that up with a little bit more strength. That hot glue will add a little bit more so things don't break. I'm guessing if anything does break, it's going to be these brackets. We'll see how it goes though. Well, the hardware side is probably the hardest part of this portion of this project. The software side is going to be easy because we only have 3 servos moving. All they're doing is flapping. So with a t-shirt fold, it goes, this one goes in here, and this one comes in next, and this one goes one more time and back, and then this is the last one that does the fold. Oh, don't want to hot glue this. Whoops. Get rid of some of these hot glue spiders, spider webs. There we go. I think it's time to do another test. So, load up Easy Builder again. Oh, first we need to plug in. Okay, now let's take it slow. Oh, I see something that might be hindering us. Oh yes, I'm gonna run into that cube there. So we may not have mounted it in a good place. It does seem to be moving pretty good though. It is sliding, which we wanted. Yeah, we don't want it to push up on that though. Add some hot glue to these joints. Something tells me though that I don't think we'll need to go all the way flat when we're folding. But I guess it wouldn't be too big of a deal if I moved these two blocks. We'll just see. I wonder if this will run into that IoTiny. We'll have to check on that as well. This one is starting at 1, so I think I'm going to hit center. There we go. Yeah, it clears the IoTiny, that's good. What should we do? Choose our own adventure here, I guess. Whether we want to move these cubes in here and here. Or here and here, I guess. Or if we want to find another way. Could print a bracket that is thinner, that goes all the way to here. I don't know if it would in the scope of tonight, but it is definitely a possibility. But for tonight, let's see if we can operate with these being here. Maybe I'll just cut off the tops for now, just to give us a little bit more clearance, but cut off these tabs. Tiny bit more clearance, I guess. And while we're cutting stuff, we should probably cut the spot for the servo. It's going to reside there and lift this up to there. Then we'll have to mount it to this somehow. Okay, let's do some cutting. Oh, get the music going again. I think these pair of 10 snips might take care of this job rather nicely. Okay, just draw a couple lines here. Oh man, what are you guys talking about now? Oh, nice. Hot glue rivets. It's a DIY sort of thing, I guess. Use your fingers to push. Yeah, I could probably grind off the rest of these brackets. I could just use a Dremel tool, cut it away. Yeah, probably do that. We'll take it into the Dremel cabinet and do some Dremeling. I think I'm using the left-handed ones. That's better. Put the right-handed ones here. Okay, cut there. Almost there. There we go. So servo pass-through hole. So when it's mounted here, this flap can move past it. Get rid of that tab as well. Okay, so yeah, before we do that, let's do some Dremeling. I'll just unplug those. Might as well, once we have it at this point. Everyone will probably want to turn down their speakers for this. The Dremel is going to be a little loud. Well, look at that, it's got a nice handle to hold. Grab my safety glasses if I can find them. There we go. It's Dremel time. Gotta move ravage here. Little things. clean this guy up a little bit. My glasses are all fogged up. It's hot in there. Alright, I'll use cloth to dust this off a bit. So much white plastic bits. Okay, so that's going to work. So I'll show you the action. Goes down about that far. I think that'll be enough. Pretty sure the clothes will fall down from there. Alright. Clean this up a little. And then I think we'll put some hot glue into these guys. Just to reinforce those a bit more. Well, I just used a whole glue stick on that. That was pretty fast. Alright, let's do this again. Okay. Do that hot glue. There we go. So I think I'll end up using this piece that I caught off of here to hold this bracket. Stick it underneath here so there's something to mount to. I may end up using some screws to hold it together, because I don't think the hot glue is going to hold it all that firmly. We'll see how it goes. Okay. What a mess. I'm gonna show you guys that we buy hot glue in bulk. Got 100 of these mini sticks in here. So we got lots of hot glue. Keep us going. Alright, I think we'll fill those up again. The hot glue sank down in there. So. Okay. Mount the IoTiny back on. Okay, once we get this servo mounted here and everything kind of working well together, then we can move to the software and start making this thing go. Seems like it's mechanically working pretty decently. So for those who didn't see in the beginning, I had to kind of sand the interiors of both of these guys here so they could slide along this plastic piece, because it's not exactly round. It does have to go up and down a little bit when it's pivoting this piece. Oh man, I think those two pieces separated, so I'm gonna have to wait for that to cool down. I know, a quick way to pull it down. Let's use the duster can again. Let's get this servo mounted. So I'm gonna have to find a way. I think I gotta drill into the plastic, put two or three screws along here, drill that right in there. Oh, make sure I have it the right way. And then I'll drill some screws in on this side and then cut them off if they're a bit too long. Oop. Slid away from me there. Let's just see if we have enough distance here of clearance. I believe we should. Yeah, I think that looks good. I think I'm going to chop this piece off so it doesn't catch on the wire. There we go. Okay, let's make that happen. I wonder if I should drill some pilot holes. Gotta find that drill bit if I do. No, let's wing it. Let's just do it. Sorry, well, putting my head in the camera there. Somebody tells me it's going to be much easier with pilot holes, but I'm stubborn today, I guess. Yeah, I really find that drill bit. Okay, we got those two screws started. Get them to pop little bit through, and then we'll screw that into the servo. I'll actually put some hot glue on this side too, so that that whole side is supported. Alright, let's do this. Probably putting my head in the camera again. Whoops. Okay, let's get those in there. Well, that one didn't go in so well. Try that again. I think I'll use the drill. Might be easier. Well, the drill wasn't such a good idea. I ended up stripping the screw, so I gotta get a new one. Let's turn that out of there. It's annoying. Oh well, that's the way it goes sometimes. Okay, the screw is almost out. Okay, let's do this again. It's one stubborn screw. Well, the head broke off of that screw. Let's try another one. Wait. Getting these started is always the hardest part. Probably shouldn't be so stubborn and probably should drill some pilot holes, but I don't know, feeling stubborn today. Yeah, I think we got it. There we go. Good enough. Okay, now this servo will go in here. Line it up. put 2 screws in here, this side, so that doesn't move too much. Alright, so let's do it. Maybe I should do pilot holes. For that to happen, I will need to find the drill bit. Somebody tells me it's under here. Nope. Well, I guess it's not pilot holes today. Yeah, I tried to make sure the screws didn't kind of touch the circuit board. We'll see how it goes. Circuit board's over on this side, and the motor is on this side. Yeah, it's probably not recommended to screw into this, but you know, we're gonna risk it today. We should actually test it, see if it actually works before we mount it. Yep, it's working. So actually we'll want to position this one properly while we're here. So this one we'll want to be, let's add another servo control. Put this on D2. So I think this one is going to want to be at 180. No, it's going to want to be at 1. And then as we turn this, yeah, okay. Yep, we want that at the 1 value. And then this will go up as it goes up to 180. Okay, let's put the 2 screws in there. Make sure it's all kind of lined up. Probably end up drilling into this mat a little bit. Alright, after we get done this stuff, we'll be able to get this thing into action. Start folding some laundry. It's only taken me a couple hours to get to this point. Holy moly, didn't expect it to take that long. Okay, yeah, we definitely did poke into the mat there. It's fine. Unplug this for a moment. and back these two screws right out. Oh man, this one might get stripped. Yep. Get rid of this screw because it's stripped. Put a new one in. Okay. Come right up. Have to get the music going again. Okay. Line those up properly. What I'll do is put one of these underneath. Just put it on like that. Alright, I'll fix the music here in a second. There, first screw's in. Is the final song? Nope. Okay, just do the second screw here. Okay, that's now mounted together. Chop off the little bits on either side. Now I'll grab my glasses again, just in case. Oh man, these are hard to take off today. You know what? Let's just use the Dremel. Cover your ears for a moment. It's gonna get loud. servo shifted a little bit, so we might have to do a bit of cutting here. There we go. Oh, sorry. Keep forgetting to get in front of the camera there. Okay. I need to mount this piece. Whoa. Just realized that we might have an issue. Let's see here. I will make this servo D0 so it's closest. Or you can move this over here. Move it like this too, I guess. Okay. So let's make sure this one is at the proper position. I think we said it had to be at 180, I think, or 1. Oops. I guess I could put this on D2. Yeah, it has to be at 1. Oh man. Yeah, I didn't line this up properly. What I could do is cheat a little bit. I could take a bit of plastic away from here so I can put that there. Let's do it. We call improvising. Maybe a little more, but I think that might be enough. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay. Well, I hope that's solid enough. Looks like it's going to be rubbing on this side too. We'll see how it goes. Alright, let's test it here. Well, seems doing alright. I think I have to adjust this a little bit though. Pop it off. this to 1. I have to go 1 tooth up. That will make that the number 1 position. There we go. Okay, from business. Alright, let's stick that last servo screw in there. Sorry about being in the camera spot again. Okay, there we are. Oh man, that really puts a lot of torque on that servo, or that those mounting shenanigans down here. Okay. Okay, let's test out this. Oh yeah, these other servos aren't plugged in yet. Yeah, sure. This one was D0. Yep. I guess I could trim off a bit of this too, make it a little flatter, but I think it'll work. I think I'd like this servo to be mounted a little bit more solid, but it'll do for tonight, I think. Oh, that music stopped again. Let's see if I can fix it. Okay, I think we're almost ready to do some folding. Finally got to that point. I'm gonna make an auto position control in Easy Builder. I think I'll flip to that screen so you guys can see that, and we'll start building our actions. So we'll do some frames, in the auto positioner, and then we'll build some actions out of those frames. So much hot glue. So much hot glue. Okay. Okay, so I'll switch to my screen here. Just give me a quick second. Transition to that. Okay. So these are just my testing with these 3 servos. I should actually name them. Name this one the right hand servo. Right servo. Oh, whoops. Can't see because my microphone. There we go. Left servo. Let's just call this one bottom servo. Alright, let's add an auto position control. We don't really need a movement panel or anything, just need this auto positioner. And we're gonna have to configure stand will be like this, it'll be flat with all these servos. Flat like this. Let's change the image of the background. Desktop to live. Yeah, we'll just use this. There we go. So add a servo. Oops. Oh yeah, I have to click frame. Add a servo. D0. Whoa! Whoops! I forgot that goes directly to that. That's what we set it for. So that's going to go down to 1. Add a servo. This one will be, left servo will be at 180. So let's just configure that right now, so it doesn't jump on us. Okay. That's there. And then our last servo, that'll be at 1 as well. This will be a resting position for this machine. Okay, now we can start making some new frames. So the first frame is going to be this left hand fold this way, and then the second frame will be the right hand fold, and then we'll do this guy folding. And so we'll just do those 3 frames. Those are our majority of what we'll need, and then we'll just make actions based upon those frames. So let's go new frame. Let's go fold left. Make sure we're not. There we go. That'll be our left fold. Okay, we'll go back to stand. We'll do another frame called fold R. That'll be this side. Oops. Bring that up to 180. No, not quite 180. Right where it starts hitting. Yeah, right there is good. Okay, we'll go back to stand. And then the last frame will be fold B. Oops. There we go. That will be this one. That one's going to go almost all the way over. Yep. Sure, 70. There we go. Alright, let's go back to stand. Now let's make some actions. So the first one will be t-shirt folding. Oops. There we go. It's kind of an awkward place to be trying to write. There we go. And t-shirt fold will be fold left. Then we'll go back to the stand position where everything is flat. And we'll fold right. And then we'll fold left again, and then we'll fold bottom. But we'll have to have a stand position after each one. Fold right, stand, fold left, stand, fold bottom, and then stand. Okay, and let's see how this works. I think it'll be pretty fast. Oh. Okay, we can actually speed that up. I thought it'd be a little faster than that, so let's go back to our do speed. Let's go speed 2 and see how that looks. Nope. Let's change that. That's too slow. Let's try speed 0. Increase the steps. Increase the delay a little bit. Oh yeah, that's just for the first one, so never mind. Let's just leave those like they are and try speed 0. Okay, let's just try the t-shirt folding like that. Get this hot glue gun in here, don't want to ruin any t-shirts. See if we need to change anything. Okay, moment of truth, I guess. So there you have to put the t-shirt flat like this. I guess you can give it a quick fold at the bottom. And let's hit go and see what happens. Just hold that last little bit there. There we go. It's a happy day. It's the first t-shirt I've had the pleasure of not folding, so that's sweet. All right, let's step it up a notch and let's increase this speed and see what we can get away with here. So we'll have to increase the steps.
I'm kind of happy that got done in one try. That was pretty sweet. So 0 is our speed, and let's edit all these frames. Let's go step 8, delay 40, and let's do that for all of them. Let's see what this turns out like. So I'm using -1 on each of these for the speed, because it actually it just continues the first value that you set. So it'll be 0 for all of them. Okay, yeah. Let's do a few more of these frames. I get overzealous with these sliders. I need to be a little bit more patient. Okay, almost there. A couple more. I'm hoping that this will increase the speed of this fold by at least 2 times. We'll see. Okay, let's do this. For this particular t-shirt, I don't even think we need that second time, but we'll try a different t-shirt and we'll see if it's the same result. Just keep our sack there. Next will be a robot that inside outs these t-shirts. I think the PR2 was able to do that kind of thing. You know what, we could just like put the t-shirt off center a little bit, and then we could save one of those frames, I think. We'll see. We'll try it out. And we can make this a little faster, I'm guessing, too. Oh, no, that didn't work. Okay. Let's go back to the center. This t-shirt has long on the edges, so it overhangs a little bit. Let's try this again. There we go. Another folded shirt. Let's see if we can step it up a notch. I'm happy this is holding up. Once we get our speed dialed in, and then we can start probably fooling around with the camera. Okay, let's up our steps to 12 and see how that works out. I guess we could look at it too and see if we can, if the folding needs to be slower and the return can be faster. Let's see, We'll have to fool around with it a little bit. We'll see if we can use voice commands to tell it to fold stuff. And then we'll see if we can fold some pants as well. Okay, save that. Execute. Oh, gotta click on there. Execute. That's more like it. I like that speed. We could go even faster probably. Let's just see that again. You know what? We could also stop at 90 degrees and not go all the way back down. Could save a bit of time. And then just go back down at the end. Now let's see what that looks like. Let's make some new frames. And we'll stop it at 90 here and here. Because we can get this thing folding pretty fast. Let's see how ridiculous we can get actually with this. Let's up the steps to 20. Okay, we'll see how that works. I just hope I don't tear this thing apart. Going so fast. The good thing is that these all these plastics are 3D printable, so I could replace them if need be. If we break something tonight, I'm just gonna hot glue it back together. I'm pretty happy that this is working out so far. Okay, we'll do a dry run with the steps at 20. This is, I have a feeling this is going to be pretty fast. It kind of launches everything. It doesn't finish, doesn't have time to finish its action. But let's see if that will actually fold a t-shirt. Kind of. That first action needs to be a little longer. Or that first frame as part of the action. We need to increase those delays a little bit. In order for it to complete. We can also add a pause as well. That first one definitely needs a pause for a little bit. Okay, I think that would probably work. Let's give it a shot. Yeah, there we go. That's fine. Okay, what do we want to do now? Do we want to do pants?
Yeah, let's do it. Alright, let's make a new action. Pants. So we're gonna have to fold left, back to stand, fold right, back to stand, and then fold left one more time, I believe, and back to stand. And let's edit those. Speed 0, steps 20. Oops, a little bit ridiculous with the steps there. Delay 50. So the idea is I'm going to put pants on here. I think they're going to be almost pre-folded, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I think you're supposed to grab the pants and throw them on like this, I think. I'm just going to put them in thirds, but I don't know, I feel like folds it like this and then folds it like this, that would probably be alright. But I don't know if it's going to be able to do that. It'll only fold one, it'll fold just twice. So we don't need that many. Frames, so we just need 2 frames, 4 frames, I guess. We'll see how this goes. Okay. Let's do this. Oh, that didn't work. We're definitely gonna need a pause on that first one, so I can flip all the way over instead of catching. Okay. So let's go back to that action for pants. Add a pause. We're gonna have to, make that pause. Almost a second, I think. I think we're gonna need that long for the pants to like just drop. What if we did that? Nope, didn't like that. Let's just fool around here for a second. So that naturally folds over when I do that. So there's no getting around that. We could fold this one first. Okay. And then fold this one. And then just grab the pants like this and pull them out. Yeah.
guess. Well, actually, let's go back for a second here. Oops, wrong one. Okay. Let's try this again for a second here. So we'll fold this side. That's fine. Yeah, there's no way to shake that free. I think that's going to be our pants fold right there. Unless we can get creative. I guess we can search online for folding board pants. Or trousers. All right, so interesting enough, they start like we were starting, like this, but they didn't expect this to fold over like that. They're saying that this should all go over like that. Well, we can test it out with some jeans, see if that makes all the difference. I don't think so, but sorry, get some of that out of the way. Oh, they're saying that you have to manually fold this piece like that. Well, that defeats the purpose of folding. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know, you're pretty much doing all the folding yourself with pants. They want you to fold it like this, fold it like this, and then use your folding board. That seems like I could do that quicker than the folding board can. Doesn't seem very helpful for pants. T-shirts for sure, but pants. Oh yes, I forgot. I have an easy robot shirt that I brought. Let's fold that. I wonder if I could leave this just hanging. See what happens. That's what happens. Okay, you do want to do a little bit of a fold at the bottom there. Oh, this one didn't get folded in very well, but I think it's because the sleeves are a little bit short on that. Okay. Pants are kind of a bust, but t-shirt is
working. All right, let's add some speech recognition and see if we can get it to fold on command. So I'm gonna add controls. I think it is under audio. Speech recognition, yes. Okay, let's change the commands. I make the phrase fold, and that will execute the t-shirt command. Oh, sorry guys, you probably can't see what I'm doing. So I'll bring this over here. We don't want the forward command, we want execute the action t-shirt. Okay, let's pause that for a second. Oh, I have to save that first. Save, pause. Okay. What else do I want to do? Oh, sorry, you guys can't see what I'm doing again. Anyways, I'm just removing these from the list. We don't need them. Oh, I could just delete the rows. Whoops. Should have seen that before. Delete row, delete row. Yeah, we only want fold. Okay, let's save that. Pause that. Fold. Oh, interesting. Did a few more actions than I expected. Alright, let's try this with the real thing. Oh, it heard fold twice, that's why. Fold. So what's happening is somehow the servos sound like the word fold. So we're gonna have to make this fold shirt, I think, is what we want. I'll make it harder for the servos to sound like fold. Fold shirt. Let's change our confidence. Put it a little lower. 76. Okay. Fold shirt. Fold shirt. Fold shirt. Oh, I have it on pause. Fold shirt. Servos are getting picked up again as very high confidence on fold shirt. Let's use a different word. Okay. Let's change the word to execute. See how that works. Execute. Dope. Somehow execute is triggering over again as well.
execute. Execute. Very weird. We're gonna have to find a different word, I guess. Run? Let's try that. Run. This thing is moving around so much it feels like a fan. Just use it to fan myself with it. Oh, that's very weird. We're getting some bounce, some false triggers, and they're even confident. They're high confidence. Very odd. I wonder if it's because we just don't have anything else. In here. Run. Go flat. Run. It's picking up go flat quite a bit too. Go flat. So I added flat, and that will go back to the stand position, whatever we're executing. Run. Flat went twice. That's interesting, but it didn't affect the folding, so that is a bonus, I guess. Run. What if we add a few more, if it'll help us out? Alright, set this up again. Run. Flat keeps on getting picked up. So if there's any other settings we can adjust here. We could try to go for much higher confidence. That would help, likely. Run. think because the microphone is pretty sensitive. But it's interesting that keeps on doing that. Alright, let's move on to using some camera features. And sorry I've been neglecting the chat. I completely forgot. Sorry guys. Oh yes, you're right. That's not a bad idea to 3D print a pant extension, because we don't ever have these two folded in together at any point. So it could do like a section over on this side that extends and folds, but it also doesn't make it very compact. I mean, I can fold this thing up pretty nicely, probably to about that high once it's time to put it away. So a panda extension would, really stick out. But we'll see. Pretty good idea. I like it. Alright, let's move on to some camera features. I'll have to raise the camera up a little bit. Use some of these blocks. I have to find the camera wherever I put it. Ah, here it is. I'll just plug that into the IoTiny. Oh yeah, I should probably pause my speech recognition in case it wants to activate. Okay. We might need another extension block. We'll see. Alright, let's add a camera control. There we go. We are good to go. So let's first try object. And we're gonna train the Vans logo, I think. I think that'll be a decent one. Alright. Let us train new object. Set the area that we want to do it in. Oh. Clear selected area. Let's do there. Okay. Now we're gonna have to hit learn selected area while this is kind of held in place. I'm gonna try to do it with my neck. Yeah, let's make this a little higher. That way. There we go. Okay. Stretch. Need to call it something. I'll call it Vans shirt. Oh yeah, I guess you guys can't see what I'm doing here. Okay, this is what I'm doing. Vans shirt. Okay. Okay, it recognizes it. Cool. So that trained object is saved. We're done. Okay, when this is tracked, we're going to want it to do something. So most of the time you do, servo tracking or movement. In this case, we're going to execute a new script. The easy script, and we're going to do like a speech to text. Speech. Oops, too many E's.
say easy B, that's the one we want. It's going to say, please load a shirt on to my chassis. Okay. And then we're going to wait for that tracked object. And once it's, so let's see here, variables. Oops, cheat sheet. We're gonna probably start camera tracking. Which will be object tracking. Oops. Next line. Object tracking enable. No, actually we don't need that because we've already done that. So we're gonna say load a shirt onto my chassis, and then we're gonna wait for something to say run. So how are we gonna do that? We got speech recognition down here. Can we do that? Now we can do pause off, so that'll enable speech recognition. Then we can say run. Yeah, okay, let's try that. Okay. Tracking end. I guess we can split that up. So when it starts tracking, we do that. When it stops tracking, we turn the pause off of speech recognition. Okay, let's try this. We need to enable object tracking. Okay. Okay. It's working, but it's not outputting. It's doing everything we want it to do, but it's not outputting sound. Let's just do a quick test here if we have sound coming off the speaker. Pretty sure we do, but just want to check. Oh, not sound servo, I don't want that. We want soundboard, yes. Okay, so let's go back to, oh yes, script. short onto my chassis. Oops, I think we meant shirt. Error. Aha, I know why. I've run into this before. It is the quotation marks. It doesn't like a copy-pasted quotation mark. So let's try that.
Please load a shirt onto my chassis.
Perfect. Okay, save that, turn the volume up. Okay, as soon as it sees the shirt, it's going to say, please load a shirt. We're going to load it on. It will unpause the speech recognition and we'll say run, and it will fold the shirt. Okay, let us go back to tracking, make sure we have object tracking on here. Okay, good.
Please load a shirt onto my chassis.
Shirt is loaded, and so we can say run. There we go. I guess we should probably turn speech recognition off once it's completed. Oh, beautiful. Okay, I have an idea. So we can do a script in here that pauses speech recognition right after it does this. So it does our auto position command t-shirt, so it does that action, and then right after that we can turn off the speech recognition, put it back to pause. Okay, let's try this again.
Please load a shirt onto my chassis.
Run. Run. Great. And it paused it afterwards, so it didn't hear any other command. Great. We can change the confidence. I put the confidence super high, so we can bring that down to like 82, let's say. Sorry, I'm just changing the confidence with this drop down here. Okay, that's interesting. What else can we do? We could do tracking based on color. All we need to do is just deselect object tracking and do color tracking. So yeah, we'll have to do, let's do multicolor tracking.
Please load a shirt onto my chassis.
Oh, whoops, that's not what I wanted. Let's not enable that yet. Okay, let's go to multicolor, edit. So we'll use this wheel to tune in this specific color of blue. Let's take, yeah. Okay. I think that'll work. Let's hope that it doesn't see that, whatever that is down there. Okay, let's, actually we can mess around with the luminance. Saturation.
It's hard to distinguish two different colors of blue, but I think this will work. Tracking multicolor. Okay.
Please load a shirt onto my chassis.
Run. There we go. I paused the speech recognition right after. That's great. Man. What else should we do with this thing? What else can we fold? We can fold boxes with this thing. Oh man. Just trying to think of how would you guys do this at home? Would you use a camera? Would you use and just show it something and have maybe train all of your t-shirts? Now we could probably train this one with the logo on it. Let's do it. So object, train new object. Bring this window over here so you guys can see. So we're gonna try to do the Volcom logo. Oh yeah, I need a name for it. Volcom shirt. Okay. Let's do this. Oh yeah, really dragged that pretty good actually. Nice. Okay. Now let's see. I think we can actually execute off of a specific object. Just have to yeah, I'm not that well versed in the coding ways, so I'll have to look to see if I think there's a specific place. Go in the cheat sheet and look at the color, or sorry, the camera commands. Camera object. Oops, there we go. There we go. So there's this. Camera object, set object enable, object name, true, false. I'm not quite sure what I can do with that. I know you could do, I'm pretty sure you could do something like if we set this, if it sees the object name, set this to true, and then execute whatever's after it, I guess. Let's see here.
think this will work, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. So I have to enable object tracking.
Please load a shirt onto my chassis.
Yeah, I don't think it did what I wanted it to do. Like I said, I'm not that well versed in the coding ways, so I'd have to spend a bit of time learning how to do that. Run. Run and done. Yeah, we'll have to make another action for towels. Not exactly sure how. There's probably how to fold towels, I'm guessing, with a folding board. Yeah, it looks like there is. See this video quickly. So folds it in half. Nice. Well, that's easy. I like that. All you have to do is fold it in half, and then the folding board does the rest. Right on. Okay, well that's pretty easy. That is basically almost like the pants, except you add the last fold there. You do the old 1, 2, left, right, and then fold the bottom. So we can actually make that right now if we want to. Just have to put this. I wonder if I can copy and paste an action. No, didn't think so. So left, stand, right, stand, bottom, stand. Set that speed. 2050, 2050, 2050. Ugh, I don't really want to do this right now, but I know I'll forget later on, so I might as well. Since we're here, finish this off. I think I'm gonna probably call it a night a little bit early today, since we're pretty much done everything that we wanted to accomplish. We got speech recognition with folding. We have folding activating on camera, an object, or color. If you guys have any requests on something you want me to try, and I could do that. Or if you have any questions in general, let me know. Throw it in the chat. Looks like I shut the chat down, so I'm gonna have to quickly have a look if you guys are chatting right now.
Oh, interesting. The internet just stopped for a moment. But I think we're back live. Okay, perfect. Excellent. Do you guys wanna see anything else? What do you guys think I should do with this thing? I never really noticed if I was hitting the camera or not. I don't think I was. Go back just in case. We should probably save our project here. Don't want to lose that. Folding robot. I should probably like give it a good name. What do you guys think is a good like folding name? Folding Freddy, Frida, Fritz, Folding Fritz. The Folding Wonder, Foldatron. I like those. Those are pretty good. Fold RS. Oh, Fold IM. How about that? Kind of like Synth IM. Synthium. Foldium. You guys like Foldium? I'll wait for you to comment. If not, yeah, we might have to go with one of your guys's. You guys like Fold IM? Alright. Nobody's commenting. We're going with that. Okay, let's fold one more shirt and then I think we'll call her a night. We came and did what we came here to do. Folding robot on a budget. It's possible. I could probably speed this thing up a little more by increasing the steps and then the delay a little bit, messing with that. But I think it's fast enough. So let's do another. Let's just do speech recognition. Run. Oh, that didn't work. Whoops. It could be the speed. Maybe it is too fast. Or I just don't let it
Please load a shirt onto my chassis.
execute. I don't let it execute the first frame. So I can adjust that. T-shirt. We can pause for a little longer to let that first frame execute. Okay. Run. Oh, that didn't work either. I think because this t-shirt is a little bit longer than most, it's hanging off the edge a little bit. Let's try one more time. Run. Yeah, we need to let that second action run a little longer as well. You can either change delay or add a pause. I think I'll just add a pause. T-shirt, pause, add that to the project, bring that pause all the way up to there. Okay, and then add a 1/2 second pause. Okay. Run. Yeah, that's pretty good. Like that. Alright, I'm going to disconnect. Unplug this guy. So, I can take that off. Fold this in. Oh, I guess we don't have the the folding power that it used to have, because these brackets stop it right here. So we can form it into a triangle. It can sustain itself that way. We can keep the camera on its. Here. Let you guys see this a little more. So the camera's on. I can carry it like this. I guess I never showed you the back, but it has this rubber piece here so it can slide around. There's our servo mounted, sticking out a little bit. So this could be, it can't really be stored in a shelf or anything, but you can stick it in your closet. Doesn't take up as much room as the Foldimate does, the real life clothes folding robot. Adjust this a little bit. But yeah, I think that's pretty decent. I'll have to tweak it a little bit to my liking, and then I can use it at home. Start folding some clothes with it. Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty useful for a lot of different people. Even like EDP says, like people without arms, they would definitely benefit from a project like this. Yeah. Also, I think everyday people could probably benefit if they want to save a bit of time. Just throw your T-shirt. I think it'd be great for kids' clothes because they won't be as large as adult clothes are. They'll probably just reach here, and then and you won't have to fold the bottoms either, and it'll just fold it right away. And you have a nice tight pile of clothes. Like even these folded together and then stacked. Pretty decent. Pretty clean. So I guess the next, if we were going to do this in stages, we'd need like a robot that inside out close on this stage. This one is the folding stage, and then somehow it'd be nice to have like a conveyor, and that would convey the folded clothes, into a basket over here. You could even have something where once it inside outs the clothes, then it grabs it and drops it onto the folding station. Anyways, just dreaming big, I guess. That was fun. Sorry it took so long for such a simple robot. It's the way it goes sometimes, I guess. But I'm really glad it worked out. Thanks for joining me on this journey, guys. It wouldn't be the same without you guys. You guys make it interesting. Yeah, it would be awesome to have something that matches socks. That is definitely the bane of my existence. I fold all the laundry at home, and then at the end, there's all those socks. So many different socks. You need a sock matching machine, that's for sure. that would be a real miracle, Marco, to have a robot that finds socks. There's always that missing sock, right? That's too funny. All right, well, we'll switch this over to my other view here. I can see my face, my tired face from building robots all night. Okay, so give you a more up close and personal look at this. So the camera actually fits in there pretty decently if you fold it in a triangle. And it's nice that it stands up right by itself. Wait, oh yeah, here. You can see how the IoTiny is mounted. So pretty simple system. IoTiny camera, 3 servos, a few 3D printed brackets. I'll clean up these brackets. Maybe I'll even adjust these brackets here to actually go all the way out and clip onto here instead of using these, and try to make them a little flatter as well. That'll be like the second rev. Also try to make these a little flatter so we can go down a little further. So I'll try to make those changes this week, and then I'll add them onto Thingiverse, and I'll post the links on this hack post. But yeah, thanks for being part of the journey, guys. Oh, I should have named it something to do with Miracle Fold, because that's what this thing is called. But Fold I Am is the unofficial name. I do like the Folding Wonder and the Foldatron. Those are pretty good names as well. Maybe we'll have to do a little vote. Classic voting on a robot name. That's my jam. That's what I like to do. Make people vote on them. Looks like getting some text messages. I think it's time to call her a night. Yeah, thanks. Thanks again for joining me, guys. And we'll catch up with you hopefully next week. We'll have something new to hack, or we'll just do something different. I do have all these robots that we've hacked over the time over the past 9 times. Next one will be the hacking episode 10. Maybe we'll do like a quick review or do some adjustments on some of these guys. I know R2D2 isn't really finished. We could do a little bit more with R2D2. We could make a real video with like a longer video with this guy, Voltron. Get him going. We haven't really done a video with Optimus Prime or got him to really walk in any decent fashion. So maybe have to do something with him as well. Oh yeah, and I don't know if it was you, Marco, that mentioned, you or I think RoboRad mentioned that the hot glue on the wheels would probably come off of Johnny 5. But yeah, that did happen. It was good for a temporary solution, but I definitely gonna need some screws, some plastic screws to hold those guys in place. Sorry, I guess you can't really see, but these are the guys. Hot glue came off. Sad days. So yeah, we have definitely a lot going on. I do want to do some more painting on Voltron as well. Just started basically with that acrylic paint onto 3D prints. It works okay. You do need a couple coats, so I might do a little bit of research. Maybe if you guys had some advice on painting 3D printed plastics, let me know. It would be nice to do some accent work on the eyes, the nose, the chest, that kind of thing. yeah, let's those are some ideas for next week maybe, or maybe I'll just do something new, which is always fun as well. Oh yeah, I guess I finished this toolbox that I designed. I guess I should probably put that on Thingiverse as well. So I made like a little. It's just a thin piece of plastic holding the two pieces together, so that's like a folding hinge. I don't think it'll last that long, but it's interesting. Looks like a toolbox, functions like a toolbox. Has the easy clip on there, and then I had this little elastic that tied around here, but it looks like the elastic broke, so that's too bad. Put that back on Johnny 5. Okay. I think that is going to be it. Good night, guys. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next week. Goodbye.